And we're coming to you live from the Rocket Health Studios here in Southwest Florida. Welcome to another edition of the Tyler McClosky Show, where we talk to you about all the facts, not feelings, in regards to your health insurance every single Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. It's a cold one this weekend. Again, we're halfway through January of 2023. We didn't know about a new cold front coming in all of a sudden, so hopefully it doesn't put a damper on everyone's weekend plans. You're driving around, you're getting stuff done, and you're listening into this show because we've got a lot of loyal listeners here after the first 2 years of what we've been able to do. Breaking it down every single week, we go over all the differences of the health insurance market. If there's any new updates, what does it look like as open enrollment is coming to a close? How well did open enrollment really do? And did it affect you? Did the open enrollment market affect your health insurance for you and your family? So the phone number to reach the show every single week, 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140, or visit online at www.tylermcclosky.com, www.tylermcclosky.com. And all the information that you need is going to be right here today on this show. So, loyal listeners, you've heard us every single week. How did this open enrollment affect you? Were you previously on a plan through Florida Blue and your rates went through the roof? Did you get that renewal notice that you thought everything is perfectly good and great because it's Obamacare and it's the Affordable Care Act, but that premium just kept going up and up and up? Or did the subsidy amount change because of either your income or when you filed your taxes? Everything became immensely different than what you thought it was going to be. And I'll tell you as I recap and kind of go through the numbers here a little bit, that is probably the biggest thing that I have realized here this year. And again, a lot of it is here in Southwest Florida. I think it affects people in this area, like maybe Naples or Marco Island, some places that you have a little bit of a higher income. So your personal health insurance goes up by thousands of dollars a month or a year. And that's probably, like I just mentioned, the biggest thing that happens with people with subsidies. They think that they're getting this great plan. They think that they're getting this great reduction. But come to find out, the number one call that we got this year, this open enrollment, the past 2 months, were people that said, I was on a subsidy last year, I went to file my taxes, and now this year I have to pay back over $5,000, $7,000, $10,000. And guys, that's why when I talk about it, that's the actual price of the insurance. So you might think that it's a tax or taxes that you have to pay, but all reality, it's the price and the cost of the health insurance. So when your health insurance is that high in monthly premiums, you're only bound for something to possibly happen or something to go wrong. When you look at the private market, though, and when you see that the premiums are drastically lower, and you take away that possible scenario of an income subsidy, tax credit subsidy, whatever they want to call it, you take that away and off the table. Now you don't have to worry about paying it back when your taxes come at the end of the year. So, phone number again, 239-633-3140. Let me explain to you again what I'm talking about and what that means. If you're in the need of health insurance, now this is being directed at anybody currently that's in the market. Now, who is that? It really should be anybody and everybody at any time during the year. You should always be in the market to shop your health insurance to make sure you have the best plan at the best price. Now, the people that are looking at a plan through healthcare.gov, now you might think that's not Obamacare, it's not Affordable Care Act. No, the plans through healthcare.gov are plans that are bound around the Affordable Care Act, which is also labeled as Obamacare. When you go in there and you see the prices of those plans, just the price, before you get to the income question, don't worry about what you make. Look at the price of the health insurance. And for an example here in I'll give you Lee County, Florida. It's all relative, pretty close for Collier County, Lee County, Charlotte County. that plan for a single 40-year-old, we'll use that as an example, is anywhere from the lowest standpoint of $600 a month to over $2,000 a month for a health insurance plan. Okay. So again, that's the price of the insurance. Now there's going to be a section on there where you can say, can I enter in my income to see if I can get a reduction of premium or a advanced tax credit, as the real terminology means. So when you enter your income in on that, you're going to notice and see that it's going to tell you you're eligible for $300 a month, $500 a month, $800 a month. Just throw out numbers left and right. You get a car, because everything's just given away for free now when you're looking at the subsidy. So let's say now that person maybe qualifies for a subsidy. Now they're eligible to get a plan. Maybe that plan might only be $50 a month. Maybe that plan looks like it's only $400 a month. But in all reality, that $400 a month plan really is $1,600 because it's the price of the plan minus whatever subsidy that you qualified for. Now, the verification and check process is the crazy part about it. And so many of you've called me because you put on the application, yeah, I think I make this a round number. It sounds good. It sounds great. And they're going to reduce my monthly premium because you thought that was the only option. And hey, I don't blame you when they're telling you that your insurance is over $1,000 a month for a 40-year-old. It's ridiculous. I'm going to put in whatever number makes sense to bring that premium down. Because guess what? They're not checking it and verifying it today. Oh, no. They're checking and verifying that for you when you do your taxes next year. And you all know that when it comes down to actual taxes, they're going to get their money, right? So now you open yourself up for an audit for them to just verify. Hey, an audit is just a verification, right? No big deal. But they're going to verify, why did we give you $1,000 a month in free money? Because you thought it was free. You thought it was just a subsidy, right? No, it's an advanced tax credit. Were you really eligible for this? And when they say, and you put on there $55,000, but when you file your taxes, you actually made $63,000, and they said, nope, I'm sorry, you were not eligible for that subsidy. Sometimes it might be a portion, but what a lot of people don't know and understand, the facts, not the feelings, is there's actually a breaking point in that number that you might not have qualified for any of the subsidy whatsoever. So now that $1,000 a month that you were taking as free from the government because it dropped your health insurance premium to $400, you're going to go ahead and file your taxes. You think maybe I'm getting $1,000 to $2,000 back. I'm going to get a little bit of a refund check. I'm going to be able to spend it on the house, something for the car, whatever it might be. Oh, no. They tell you now, not only are they not giving you anything back, but you now owe us $10,000. And this is a real life example of a client that just called me during open enrollment and explained word for word, dollar for dollar, how it worked for them when they had to do their taxes in April of 2022. So when open enrollment came around, they thought it was the only time that they could switch and change. Little did they know they could do it at any time during the year, as long as you qualify from having good health. And they said, hell no, I do not want to be in that situation again. So when we look at that private market, that same 40-year-old that was paying still $400 a month on the healthcare.gov plans with receiving a $1,000 a month subsidy, so the plan's really almost $1,500 a month, we looked in that private market and that person was eligible and able to qualify for a plan through United Healthcare, an actual better plan because it's a PPO, for $387 a month. Remember, that's the full price of the health insurance plan, $387 a month. Not only did they get a better plan at a better price, they now never have to worry about having to pay that subsidy back at the end of the year. And really, everybody, that's the breakdown that you guys need to know, understand, really, dissect and take a look at all of it to say what makes the most sense for me and my family. Not just what the government says, not just what advertisement says, not what my company that I work for says. This is your health insurance. And yes, I am passionate about it because there's too many of you out there that need to make better choices and better decisions with your health insurance. So if you're in that type of situation, that's just talking about only on the Affordable Care Act. If you're getting a subsidy, whatever that might be, please pick up the phone today. Give us a call, 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140, or online at TylerMcClosky.com, www.TylerMcClosky.com, for everything that you need to know about your health insurance. Take advantage of it now and don't wait any longer. You are eligible and able to switch. We do have to go through health questions to make sure that you qualify. But even though we're outside of open enrollment, everybody, you can still do this, and let's get it done today. 239-633-3140. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. You guys have been listening to the Tyler McClosky Show. We'll be right back. Welcome, everybody, back to the Tyler McClosky Show, where we come to you live every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Coming to you from the Rocket Health Studios. And every single week we do this. We sometimes have guests on. We may, indulge in some of the outside of the business and talk about what's going on locally in Southwest Florida. But, the biggest promotion from this show is to really just hone in every single week on all the health insurance questions that you guys have asked and the things that you want to know. So this week, too, specifically, I'm going to go over some of those questions that people have written in via text, email, anything else like that. Before I do, I'm going to give you out all the information right now. Phone number to call or text, 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140, or online at TylerMcClosky.com, www.TylerMcClosky.com. If you do want to email me directly, you can email me at Tyler@RocketHealth.com. Rocket Health is our agency. It's going to be more than just an agency very soon to come. A lot of you do know my story. A lot of you know our background. If you don't, I've been in the insurance business for over 12 plus years now. Ran one of the largest health insurance companies, privately health insurance companies in the entire country, which was based right out of here in Fort Myers, Florida. That company was sold to United Healthcare 2 years ago, and I was at a breaking point right at that point in time, and I had a decision to make. And I was offered to take over as the CEO of that agency and be an employee underneath that organization. However, I kind of sat back, looked, realized, rationalized, and said, I got to do what I love, and I got to do what I think is right. And I continued to bet on myself. And I made a decision to turn down a very, very, lucrative type opportunity in a corporate executive role to kind of help and consult and invest for a while, and then go ahead and to launch a brand new health insurance company this year that we just did in the summer of 2022. So Rocket Health not only is just a name, is a brand, is a company of agents that really have set out to do something a lot different than what the normal agency is ever going to do. And it comes in the form of doing actual live talk radio shows, podcasts, TV commercials again, radio commercials again, back to marketing and really educating a client. At the end of the day, I think that's what matters to us the most, is the education to a client to get you into the right plan at the right price. Now, when you're usually working with companies and or agents that are what are called captive, they work specifically for a company and they're an employee of a company, they have an agenda. And that agenda is sell what the company tells you to sell. Not only is this bad for the agent, it's bad for the client. And our client is always going to be our number one priority, because when you put the client's needs first, you undoubtedly will succeed in the business of what we do. So, at Rocket Health, we're actually selling health insurance again. We're not just enrolling people into the next best government thing that they're telling you is the plan of the year. We are actually selling real health insurance back to what it was prior to Obamacare, to give people all the choices and options that are right there. So you'll notice one thing, and we talk about it a little bit on the show, but if you talk to me directly, if we talk to any of our agents on staff, we don't ask clients their income. We ask them their needs. Because when you simply sell something based off of income, you're not giving the client the best option available. And a lot of things with the government plans and Affordable Care Act, they talk about income first before needs. And it has to be the other way around. You have to talk about needs first before you talk about income. So not only are our sales higher in our company, but the retention of clients and also the retention of agents that work with us are much higher than a lot of the agencies I've come across in the past. Just this past year, we've already taken over 20 previous W-2 employees in different industries and different careers and brought them into the Rocket Health atmosphere to be able to capitalize on the things that we do every single day. We do that with structure, we do it with discipline, and we do it with absolute mutual respect for our clients and our agents in-house. So again, answering some questions on that. Some of them were in the fact of, how do we become an agent for Rocket Health? Well, if that last couple minutes right there didn't explain it to you a little bit better, feel free to shoot me an email. We can talk about it directly, tyler@rockethealth.com. If you were a previous employee somewhere else and you're looking for a new career, you're looking for a new job, we can help and expand because trust me, just starting with the radio show alone here in Southwest Florida is expanded some of our agents' business drastically, and all for the right reasons. Again, all with the right priority of putting the customer number one. All right. So this year is going to be a different year. Times are different. Being an employee somewhere else is different. And you should not always be constantly, cautiously nervous, looking over your shoulder, wondering if today's the day that you're going to get laid off from your sales organization. All right. So that is the undoubtedly pitch to you if you are looking for a career path change coming over to Rocket Health. Looking at the policy specifically, let's go over one question I've had on here. It says, Tyler, I got an email last week saying, Tyler, I thought that you were never allowed to ask health insurance questions anymore when you're talking about health insurance, because we talk about underwriting and we talk about how your good health buys you a good policy. And let me answer that for you guys right here and then. When we talk about the ACA, healthcare.gov, the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare, those plans, you do not ask health questions. Those plans are plans that are guaranteed issue. Those plans are the ones that cover everything, including mental health and pregnancy and pre-existing conditions and things of that nature. For the people that absolutely need it, they are great plans for your current situation. On the private market, however, absolutely, it's back to prior Obamacare days. The private market does go through underwriting. And why do they go through underwriting? Because they need to take good, healthy people to offset what the costs are to give you much, much lower premiums. Now, the plans that don't ask you any health questions whatsoever, that's why you just heard a 40-year-old is over $1,000 a month in her monthly premium. How about a couple that are 60 years old? I just had to do this for somebody last week. It's still insane to me that a platinum plan, because they don't ask any health questions and there's no underwriting, that couple is 60 years old that just retired early and they got 5 years to Medicare, their premiums were over $4,000 a month. No lie, go ahead and look at it. $4,000 a month because they didn't ask health questions. So on the private market, if you're eligible to go through underwriting, you're able to get a lower premium and you do go through health questions. So going through those health questions, and it might be simple things, guys, just so you know that. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, a previous surgery, something like that is not going to disqualify you from getting the insurance. So don't think that just because we ask pre-existing conditions and you go through underwriting that you're excluded. Absolutely not. We'll do a quick phone underwriting. We put an application in. They never deduct any money from your bank account until you're approved. But yes, absolutely, there is underwriting on the private health insurance market plans. But that's good for you because that takes that 40-year-old that was $1,500 a month and brings them down to $387. That takes that couple that was 60 years old, but they're still looking for major medical because they don't want to sacrifice on benefits, but they're healthy and all they have is a cholesterol or a high blood pressure medication or, a little height and weight chart, whatever that might be. And that couple now is able to retire early and have their health insurance paid for at $900 a month instead of $4,000. That is life-changing numbers. We're not talking about auto insurance where it might save you a couple $100 a year. We're talking hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars a month in actual savings. So yes, question of the week. Do you have to go through underwriting? How do we have to ask health questions? What does that mean? You do have to go through underwriting in the private market to get that better premium and that better rate. But the beautiful, good thing about it is there's always guaranteed issue plans that do cover pre-existing conditions if you need them. And we can discuss that as well. 239-633-3140. Again, 239-633-3140. Or online at tylermcclosky.com, www.tylermcclosky.com, or email me at tyler@rockethealth.com. So next question on here as well. It kind of blends in a little bit to that. Again, just trying to give through some of those examples. Tyler, I'm looking to retire early. It's me, my wife, and my child that's over the age of 21 because they're in college and they're still on my health insurance plan. First question is, can we get a lower premium? Second question is, am I able to get my child on their own health insurance plan? So we'll quickly ask and talk about that. The question being, if somebody is 21 years old, the government has allowed them to stay on their parents' health insurance until they're 26. Different topic for a different day. I absolutely hate that rule. Hate that rule in the sense of I think it has made young Americans not eligible to go do things on their own and made their mind more dependent up until the age of 26. But we'll leave it at that. So the question is, what do they do at age 21? The answer, yes, they can stay on your health insurance until up to age 26. We'll look at that. We'll quote it out. We'll talk about the premiums. However, once they've reached that age of 19 years old, they are eligible to get a plan on their own. Now, if you're still deciding to pay for it as a parent, you can do so. But I highly encourage anybody that's over the age of 18 to get their own health insurance. There's really no benefit of them being on their parents' plan unless it's something with a pre-existing condition that they had to continue to stay on their parents' plan until their age 26. So once you're over the age of 18, you are eligible to get your own health insurance on the private market. Something simple, guys, just so you know, if you're 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, you are well under $200 a month. Some of you around $115, some around $150 a month, depending on the plan that we choose. And again, it is major medical health insurance. So think about that, guys. For somebody that's 21 years old, eligible to get health insurance for only $125 a month, much better than going on to healthcare.gov, but also too, because the only way that premium's coming down is if you enter your income, and we just talked about it, you might have to pay that back at the end of the year. Phone number again, 239-633-3140, 239-633-3140. The moral of the story today, and as always, facts over feelings, doesn't matter how you feel the health insurance should work for you. It matters the facts of how it's actually going to work and the cost of what it may be later on in the year. So when you file your taxes, and some of you are already getting ready and preparing for that right now, today, next month, a couple months after that, are you having to pay back at that time of filing? So if you're listening to the show and you purchased a plan last year and you're getting ready to do your taxes soon, remember this today. Even if you don't call me now, please write down the number. Remember to call me when it's time for taxes because that's when the biggest part of our business besides open enrollment is always around tax time. Hopefully you're not in the position of thinking you're going to get that refund to only realize you have to pay back the government at the end of the year. If you don't ever want to be caught in that situation, let's look at the private market today. Let's see what we can get you qualified for, and let's see what that price is going to be. It is the time to take advantage of it now and not wait until tax time so you're not further down in that situation. 239-633-3140, 239-633-3140. As I close out this week, another episode of the Tyler McClosky Show, as I do every single week, if you guys are in the market for any sort of health insurance whatsoever, please pick up the phone and call us today. If you are questioning what you should be doing, pick up the phone and call today. If you're retiring early, self-employed, on an employer plan that costs too much, they cost too much to add your spouse or dependent. If you don't have any health insurance at all, now's the time to pick it up and question every single thing you've ever thought in regards to your health insurance. This radio show has been tremendous for our business, our audience, our listeners, all the way from Marco Island, all the way up to Sarasota and Bradenton. I thank you every single week for tuning in and listening to us. You guys have driven us beyond belief of what we're able to do and what we're going to continue to do, not only for this community, but above and beyond with this company. Thank you, everybody, for listening. 239-633-3140. I will see you guys next week. You've been listening to The Tyler McClosky Show.